my name is Ashley.
Hi, I'm Julie Mays, and this is our project concerning the phonological process of reduplication.
Phonological processes are innate, universal, natural processes that are easier for a child to produce and are substituted for sounds, sound classes, or sound sequences when the child's motor capabilities do not yet allow their normalization.
Syllable structure processes are the manifestations of the general tendency of young children to reduce words to basic CV structures. These type of processes are typically evident in children between the ages of 1-6 to 4 years. The different types are reduplication, final consonant deletion, unstressed syllable deletion, and cluster reduction.
Reduplication is the phonological process that we have focused on for this presentation. The definition of reduplication is a process that is considered a syllable structure process because the syllable structure is simplified. That is, the second syllable becomes merely a repetition of the first.
There are two types of reduplication. There's total reduplication, which refers to the exact reduplication of the first syllable. An example would be using the word water, where a child would say wah-wah. The second type is partial reduplication. The vowel in the second syllable is varied. An example would be in the word blanket, where the child would say baby.
Normal use of reduplication is typically age-appropriate for children between 1-9 to 3 years old. Used by children with normally developing language as a precursor to production of final consonants in multiple syllabic words. It's prevalent in the first 50-word stage. Its use of process becomes more variable and less frequent as the child develops. Children will reduplicate in babbling and later in consonant-vowel pairs.
Reduplication is a process that is more prevalent in children with specific language impairment. The persistence of the use beyond typically developing age for which it is appropriate is common. An increase in overall use and frequency of use within monosyllabic utterances is also common. Frequent duplication is defined by the terms a child who uses partial or full reduplication on more than 20% of the phonetic types produced.
The research we found basically had two main themes. Fee and Ingram of 1982 proposed that reduplication is a general strategy used by younger children who have not yet begun the development of final consonants, while Leopold, 1947, predominantly said the outcome of the urge for economy of linguistic effort and of the motor and acoustic satisfactory derived from repetition and congruence of sound, repeating a muscular pattern simpler than resetting to a new one, a form of inertia.
One therapy plan approach is metaphone. The therapy plan specifically developed for treatment of syllable structure processes. The first phase includes the concept level, which is utilized if children have initial or final consonant deletion. In part one of the first phase, they introduce the concepts of beginning and end. An example would be engine and the caboose on a train. The second part would be to work on syllable level, word level utterances, where syllables are used that represent targeted contrasts. In phase 2 of metaphone therapy, part 1, you do developing phonological awarenesses and communicative awareness using minimal word pairs. In part 2 of phase 2, you move towards minimal word pairs into sentences. An example would be, put the picture of the P or key in the box, and the child would have to differentiate whether P or key is appropriate.
The clinical approach for SLPs to understand is the frequency may be indicative of need for early phonemic awareness therapy to develop multiple syllabic speech and language. Could also be an early indicator of language impairment. Frequent reduplication is prevalent in children who are later diagnosed with specific language impairment.
Lots of syllables in the crib, ma. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. When my words try to get at you. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Final consonants get an attitude. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. All the syllables are too long, but you know before long I'll be getting close to 3 and I'll be moving on.